Okay, going live. It says going live. It says I'm live. Of course I'm alive. Can you hear me in the chat? Can the strong people, the great people in the chat hear me? Can I get a thumbs up? Our immigration policies have stopped the sort of immigrants from coming in, so we're not. I got a yes. That's great from Jim. We like that, a strong American name. So this is a powerful Q&A. Notice Sleepy Joe doesn't know how to do this because he's too busy on his jitterbug phone. So we're going to do a very powerful Q&A. No fake news, sort of taking my great words and using them against me. So we've got a couple of questions so far. Will Justice Ginsburg's place in the Supreme Court be filled before the election? The election, excuse me, the election, okay? It's sort of two different things, very different. It's going to be filled. It's going to be filled very strongly and very powerfully. I've already talked to Mitch McConnell, and we're having a lot of great names thrown at us, and we're going to fill it very quickly because that's why I was elected, to give strong justices to the Supreme Court. And we'll see. I'm thinking Judge Janine, Kid Rock, his girlfriend has very big breasts. I'm thinking maybe she could be on the Supreme Court. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Could you tell us how Jared and Ivanka are celebrating Rosh Hashanah today? Well, that's, as a person of great faith, that's a great question. I'll tell you, what they do every year is sort of a beautiful tradition. They buy up an inner city building, evict all the tenants, bulldoze the building, and then plant a beautiful tree for peace on the site of the abandoned building. So I think it's such a beautiful, I'm, as you know, a strong Christian, but I think that's such a beautiful tradition that they do for peace. Eviction, demolition, a tree for peace. How old was Ivanka when you first started getting sexually attracted to her? It's a tough question, because you don't want to get in trouble. If I say 16, then you'll say, oh, that's illegal. So I would say around 15 is when I started seeing her blossoming. And I remember my great friend Jeff Epstein said, who's the hottie in the My Little Pony skirt? And I said, that's my daughter, Jeff. Don't do it. But by the time she was 19 and then we were paying for the body upgrades at the plastic surgeon, I said, this is a 10. So, there's a gray area there, but obviously we want to keep it legal. So I would say 18. Okay, 18. How about that? When do you leave for the rally in North Carolina today? And they ask about, first I've got to go finish some golf after this great Q&A, and then we'll go and we'll breathe on a bunch of people in North Carolina. It'll be very patriotic, very strong and patriotic. And it'll be a great time. And we're going to have Arby's. We're going to be catering it with Arby's. It's a little joke about RBG. So we're going to have great Arby's, roast beef. It's called roast beef. Roast beef Ginsburg. We got a lot of questions. Okay, look at this. Obama doesn't have a sort of strong live chat like this, and Sleepy Joe is on a jitterbug phone right now. The old people phone with the big keys. So he can't do great live chats. So I hope you appreciate your president. Now I'm seeing, what is the real reason Mike Pence calls his wife mother? He does it because there was a group called Danzig. Okay, they had a tough singer and they had a big song called Mother. Okay. And Mike Pence loved that guy. He loved the muscles on Danzig. So I know whenever they're making love, he calls her mother, but he's really thinking of the guy in Danzig, if that makes sense. Hopefully that answers your question. I see, have you ever made a mistake? Reading that question. How about that? Before then, never made a mistake. But hiring, I would say hiring Jeff Sessions, the little Southern Keebler elf, as my first attorney general. That's the first and only mistake I've ever made in my life. So we got some more. Have you heard that this is a citizen? A citizen, we like that. No illegals. A citizen asks, have you heard that the deep state is putting China virus in the birders? Oh, well, the hamburgers. Okay, well, that's not the ones I eat such great hamburgers and hamburgers that they wouldn't dare do it to me. But we'll look into that. That's a good question. Thank you. That's good intel. We call that intel, so thank you. What's Pence's name on Grindr? Powerful. It's his full Grinder name is Power Bottom of My Heart. Okay, so look him up on Grinder. He's there. Great Christian, great vice president. How effective will the vaccine be? Will it cause autism? It'll be very strong, very powerful. No autism. Okay, it might cause other things. It might cause other things that we're looking into, but no, it's going to be so safe. It's going to be so safe, and the effects, if you get it in October, the effects won't happen till after the election day. So it's a beautiful thing. You won't even know it. I'll be president still, and then we'll find out about the side effects. Am I a Trump supporter? Well, I'm Donald Trump. I think I'm a Trump. Well, I'm a supporter of me. I don't really like the other Trumps except for Ivanka. You know, Eric and Don Jr., very sort of weak people. And I would say that's it. Those are the only Trumps I like. So I like me, and I like it. Well, I like Ivanka a lot. But the rest of the Trumps, I'm not actually a strong supporter of them. How much Adderall is too much Adderall? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do Adderall. And we've got a call. We've got a strong call coming in. We're very old school. We have a landline. It's a beautiful thing that we do here. And I don't know if you could hear that, but it's, we call it the Sleepy Joe line because it's made for, sort of the old people who don't use the great cell phone technology. Somebody says you're the best thing on the internet. Well, I know. Thank you. And will I be getting the vaccine? Will I do it live so you can see it? Well, we're going to try. What we're going to do is do like an OnlyFans. We'll start with Melania is very familiar with OnlyFans, so she'll be doing some private, tasteful gangbang scenes to start the OnlyFans. And then if you join at the higher membership level, I'll take the vaccine online, but only for the people paying $50 or more per month. Okay, so we're going to do it, but we're going to make a lot of money off of it. And I'll take the vaccine. I'll take it so strongly. Somebody says you're looking fantastic today, sir. Well, I know that, but thank you. I appreciate that. And so who do we have next? Am I a Trump supporter? I already answered that. A strong Trump supporter. Are you legally able to import the UK only Sudafed? I don't know. Now we have the dogs. We have many dogs in this compound. It's total security because we don't want Antifa coming here. So if you hear dogs barking, it's because Antifa showed up, and we're going to get them with dogs and also with strong Second Amendment. England, we got some people from England. Well, we beat you, by the way, England. A lot of people from England checking in. Nobody knows this, but we actually defeated England like 50 years ago to gain, it's called independence, okay? It's called history. Not the 1619 project, okay? It's called Great American History. 1937, we got our freedom from England, and they're so mad about it. And then we take their shows. We take the English shows. Remember The Office? We took it and made it so much better. And they're still jealous. They're still so jealous. In Michael Cohen's book, he says he hates that I hate my base. True or false? Well, I'm going to say totally Fifth Amendment. We're taking the Fifth. No, I love my base. They're great people of faith. They love Mountain Dew. They love bath salts. They love Jesus. They're great people. So it's a beautiful thing. Hi from Montreal. Well, I don't say hi to Montreal, okay? I don't say hi to Montreal because Justin Trudeau thinks he's handsome and he's actually not. Is golfing during the virus appropriate, Mr. President? Yes. In fact, it shows the country. It's a great thing for me to go golfing, okay, during the coronavirus, which is a total hoax, by the way. Because what I do is it shows people that I'm not afraid, that I'm out there doing strong public things. And it's also good for race relations because I have a black caddy, okay? Now, I tell him to keep 15 feet away as the doctors recommend. But I have a black caddy, and that's we need that sort of healing because I'm the least racist person there is. So I think it's a great message for the country. Now, who else do we have? What blackmail do you have on Cruz, Rubio, and Graham? Mike Pence, not that kind of blackmail. I know you're sort of in that Roger Stone, our vice president. He's always, when you say blackmail, he sort of gets excited, but we're talking, there's no blackmail. There's strong patriotism. We have great patriotism, and that's it. So, are you heading back to the bunker with porn stars? Well, I hope so. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. No, we have a lot of questions. Thank you, by the way. Okay. Obama, by the way, he's too busy being, outlifted by his wife in the weight room because he's such a skinny guy. Look at the fans. Look at the strong support. It's a beautiful thing. Am I worried about getting the virus? No, no, we're not worried. I get tested so much and I'm too strong for the virus. I'm too strong for the virus because what happens is I eat McDonald's. 14, 15 meals a week. And then it's like a miracle. My system becomes so strong. Okay. Not from kale. I don't eat kale and sort of the fake, plants like I'm sort of a rabbit. I eat strong American food like McDonald's, and it makes my system very powerful. And COVID sees me and says, I think I want to go the other way. I think I'm going to go maybe to somewhere else because this guy's too tough. That's what happens with the COVID. Who's my favorite president apart from myself? I would probably say Thomas Jefferson because he wasn't PC, He wasn't PC. He had a lot of slaves, but he also at the same time had a black girlfriend. So he was very progressive at the same time. So he was not PC, but he was just a smart and tough guy, and they're never going to take him away. We're never going to let them take away Thomas Jefferson. Wonderful guy. Good guy. Still doing good things today. And wow, this is a tremendous. Mr. President, can you name the first 5 U.S. presidents in order? I'm betting now. Okay, trivia. Your president loves trivia. George Washington, Sam Adams, the beer. Thomas Jefferson, I know that one. And then the fourth one is Madison Avenue, okay, which is where they named the avenue. And the fifth one was Monroe Jameson. He sounded African American, sounded like a black, but he wasn't. He was very strong and white. So I think I nailed that. Who's your favorite character in the Bible? Job. There was a great guy, Job, always being tested by God. Very nasty of God to always test him. But he was strong on jobs, okay? And that's what I like. I like the book of Job in the Bible because it's so pro-employment. They might have to go in and rewrite the Bible to sort of say, the book of Trump because of how strong I am on job and Bible. Strong Christian. Okay, so these are good. I like the questions, by the way. You're doing a very powerful job, everybody. And this golfing, we did that one. The rally tonight is going to be catered by Arby's, not McDonald's. Well, no, I already said that. Arby's, because it's a tribute to RBG, okay? It's just called being nice, okay? I didn't agree with her on things, but the greatest tribute we can do is serve Arby's to honor our great little lady Supreme Court Justice. So somebody's watching from Mexico. Build the digital wall. We need a strong digital wall. No Mexicans. What book am I currently reading? Well, it's a good book. I'm actually reading it's called The Art of the Deal. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Very good book. Who is your favorite president apart from myself? Well, I already said that. Will you declare a National Epstein Day of Service? This is a very nice question. Okay, that's a good question. As you know, Jeff Epstein was one of sort of a passionate advocate for the youth, very strong and passionate advocate for our young people who, in this day and age need such great guidance. So we are going to have, starting next year in a second term, a National Day of Epstein Service where if you're a young woman between the ages of 14 and 18, you do community service with a wealthy older man in your neighborhood. And it's great because it brings the generations together, okay, and sort of a mentorship. So it's a beautiful idea, and thank you for the question. We are doing that. Will you be appointing the great Vlad Putin to the Supreme Court, sir? No, I won't, even though I bet you'd be a good justice. I bet you'd be very strong. No, right now we have a top 5 list, okay? The top 5. is Janine Pirro, Ghislaine Maxwell, who we wish well, Kid Rock's girlfriend, who has big breasts, as I said before, Ivanka, okay, even though Tiffany has the law degree, we don't like her that much, so Ivanka is a definite strong case to be on the court. And the fifth choice, of course, is that little lady from OAN who's always asking me the great questions. Let me tell you something. She's been very nice to me in a lot of ways that you don't want to know. So she's also in the running for Supreme Court Justice because she's not qualified to be a reporter. So why not just give her a bigger job as a thank you for all her powerful questions? So we got that. Do I prefer defecating in a platinum or gold toilet? That's a trick question. I have both. It's the top part of the toilet, where the poor people come in to fix it when it's broken, when you've had too much McDonald's. That's platinum. Platinum top, gold seat. Okay, so trick question. My toilets are both. And it's a wonderful experience, by the way. Do you prefer... Will the vaccine also be available as a powder for nasal application? We're thinking about it. We'll think about the different applications, okay? Once we have a strong pill that works, and then we'll work on the other things. But no, we're going to be trying to get it in all forms. I know Mike, our great Vice President Mike, asked if it can be done like by a suppository. So yes, Mike, I'm sure they can arrange that for you very strongly. Hello from the Netherlands. Okay, the Dutch. They're called the Dutch. Okay, Dutch oven. That's what they cook in the Netherlands, in a strong Dutch oven. Do I make this up as I go along? Every video that you've seen me do is an ad-lib video. It's a beautiful thing. It's called great talent. It's called strong and powerful talent. And don't forget, by the way, your president, while I have you here, has a strong album. It's on the Apple Tunes, remember Steve iPad? He passed away. We miss him. But he started a site where you can buy music. On Apple Tunes, I have an album. It's called Fireside Craps The Deuce. You can get it. It's sort of a great gift to give yourself during the COVID hoax. Okay, a lot of engagement. Okay, Obama never saw this kind of engagement. He's only been married once. He was only engaged once. I've been engaged many times, and don't tell my wife mesothelioma, but there's going to be more. There's going to be another Mrs. Trump at some point. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Wow, the amount of questions. If I don't get to your questions, it's probably because you're a loser, but we're trying. Like I said, with my immigration policy, we've had to kick out many people from the country, okay? Many tech people, okay? And, I went into my Dunkin' Donuts today and I saw somebody who looked like a tech person. And I said, do you want to do tech support for a great live chat? And he looked at me and he asked me if I wanted donuts. And I said, I don't want donuts. I need tech support. And he looked at me confused and I left. So now that's why I'm doing this by myself so strongly. Joe Biden doesn't even know how to use a computer. When's my next trip to Walter Reed? Well, there's a few hot nurses that work there on Tuesdays. So I'm trying to plan a trip to see our troops, to see our great troops. But she's a very big breasted nurse and she works Tuesdays. So we're trying to go on Tuesday to honor the troops. It's for our great troops. And do I wear a mask when I'm having relations with porn stars? No masks. Okay. No condoms. I have a strict rule. No condoms, no masks with porn stars. It's out of respect. It's sort of to be polite. We've got a lot of questions. Great questions, people. Mr. President, what do you call a Russian hooker that wasn't quite a 10? That sounds like a riddle. I call her at the bottom of the Black Sea because that's where Vlad and I put them so they can't talk. And can you say masks? I think I just said it, masks. Have I ever been to Thailand? Once or twice. Okay, it was a great strip club in the 80s in Tampa. It was called Thailand, and we went there quite a bit. It was sort of all nude, anything goes. So they had to close down because too much of the talent got sick in the early 90s. But Thailand was one of the great strip clubs in Tampa. So I have been to Thailand. Thank you for asking. Please choose Your favorite word, Mr. President, sir? Person, woman, man, camera, or TV? Well, it's woman. It's woman. Are you going to go kicking and screaming like a bitch in January 2021? Well, that's nasty language from a nasty woman, Linda. Okay. And what I would tell you is I'm going to win so strongly. I think Joe Biden's going to cry. I think his wife is going to cry. I think Hunter is going to cry. And I think a lot of people are going to cry. And MAGA Nation is going to drink up those liberal tears and put some Mountain Dew in them. And we're going to call that a MAGA cocktail. Okay, calm down, Mike. I said cocktail. The vice president, I wish I could bring him on, but he's busy watching Bohemian Rhapsody right now. But he's he's here, in case you're wondering. He's very strong support of all our YouTube supporters. Did the Battle of Bowling Green really happen? Oh, it happened. It happened very strongly. What did you give Qatar in exchange for them renting an empty office from you in San Francisco? Okay, Jennifer. Well, it seems that somebody's been listening to the ProPublica podcast. Okay, they were talking about this. It's called great business. It's called great business when a country wants to give you money for nothing. That's how great a business, strong business cognitive. So your nasty question, I tell you, it's called great business. That's how I got it to happen. Okay. Believe me, great business. No shady deals, totally transparent. They call it transparent. I don't like that they say Qatar now. I like to say Qatar. Okay. The old way. Mr. President, who is sleepier, Sleepy Joe or Mike Pence? Neither. Ben Carson. He's been asleep for 2.5 years. So black. Did I see Melatonin's new statue in Slovenia? I did. And it doesn't do her justice. She's sort of that, I call her the statue when we're making strong and powerful love. She sort of lies there like a statue. So that was totally not a representation of her in Slovenia. They're trying. And, it's okay. They're Slovenia. They're not the United States. They're sort of a little trash Euro country, but that's okay. It's okay. We still like them because they gave us our great third first lady, Melatonin. Mr. President, is it true your favorite film is Baby's Day Out? It's a great film. But my favorite film is 12 Years a Slave. Except the only problem was I got so sad at the end because the work didn't get done. He left at the end. He went back to his family and the work never got done. So it was, it was a sad movie, but for the most part, pretty strong. Do I ever eat Taco Bell? I had it once and it was okay, but I don't, it's a little too close to Mexican. Did Stormy take checks or cash? I don't know who that is. I don't know who Stormy is. Okay. Check. It's Kay from Australia. You never seem to sleep due to your strong tweeting. When do you nap? Sleep deprivation is a problem, sir. Well, she called me sir, so we respect that. No, I just have unlimited energy. I drink 12 Diet Cokes a day, which gives me great fuel. And I'm always tweeting. I get high from all the likes and retweets. I feel like a teenage girl, but strong. Mr. President, sir. I love the sir. When are you going to bless the rest of the world with your superior wisdom and supreme leadership skills? That's a good question. We've got a great Trump in Brazil. We call him Waxed Trump because he's Brazilian. We have a great Trump in England. They call him British Trump, Boris. So I think the brand is starting to get out there. So we're doing very well. What is your favorite Trump golf course? They're all so beautiful. I like the one in Scotland, though. It's a nice one. And what does your boss, Putin, say? I don't like that. That's a nasty question. Has construction started on Mount Rushmore? Well, here's the truth, and I'm glad to give you sort of an exclusive. We are building a very powerful new Mount Rushmore. It's called Mount Trumpmore, and it's going to be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And they're building it so quickly because all the workers, all they do is inject Mountain Dew and bath salts into their veins. And you should see these people. They're working so fast. It's going to be a total Mount Rushmore. It's going to only feature 3 of my faces. Okay. Golf Trump with the white hat, big speech Trump with the red tie, country club Trump with the sort of jacket like you see now. This is sort of the country club Trump look. And then Ivanka's cleavage will be the 4th face on the Trumpmore, Mount Trumpmore. So it's a beautiful thing. And why do we have, who wants to go? Let's be honest, even though their governor is sort of pretty hot, who wants to go to South Dakota for anything? Okay, we're going to build it right in Florida. Mount Trumpmore, it's coming along beautifully. What weapons will Sleepy Joe use when he attacks God? That's a great question because he is trying to beat up God. You know this. As you know, he's trying to beat up God. He hates God. We're defending God. God is old at this point, by the way. He's a very old guy. You know, we're not going to cut his Medicare, Social Security. God, if you're up there, Social Security, Medicare, totally safe, totally okay, totally fine. But Sleepy Joe wants to take it from you, so we're not going to let him. We're not going to let him. And I think Sleepy Joe's going to attack him, probably with fists at first, and then he'll probably pull out one of his like Old West 6-shooters because he doesn't have the strong Second Amendment guns that our people have. And, you know, when he's done with that, he'll probably take a walker or a cane and try to hit God in the face. And we're not going to let him. We're going to protect God at all costs. And Sleepy Joe can't get him. Why does Mike Pence always glance at you that way? Well, because presidential love is a spectrum, okay? Now, normally Mike Pence is, you know, sort of in the middle of the spectrum, but when he sees me, he sort of goes full gay. You know, I always say this on my podcast, Making Podcasts Great Again. He is we don't call it the LGBTQ community. We call it the LGBTQ Pence community because he's his own identity. It's called an identity. And he's, you know, when he sees me, I think it just sort of makes him, you know, tip to the other way because who can blame him? I'm kind of handsome and very powerful. So a lot of people find that very attractive, including me. Who do we have? We have a lot of questions. So thank you, everybody. I'm trying to get to them. Who is sleepier? We did that. Who is your favorite basketball player? I don't really like basketball ever since it got very black and political. But I would have to say my favorite player of all time, I would say two players. Larry Bird, of course. Larry Bird, who doesn't like Larry Bird? And Shaq. And I say Shaq, you might be surprised, but Shaq once came to a Roger Stone party. And if you saw what he did to Roger Stone's wife, it was the cuckolding to end cuckolding, okay? It was a Shaq attack, and it made me a big fan of Shaq after that moment. So that was a powerful and beautiful thing. So Larry Bird, always been my favorite player. Never will be somebody as great as Larry Bird. But Shaq, a surprise second favorite player. Who is your most favorite among your daughter, wives, and mistresses? Ivanka. That's such a stupid question. And, you know, the hope is one day maybe Ivanka could be all 3. If we weren't such a judgmental society, she could be all 3. It's called the Trump Triple Crown. It's called a Triple Crown. Mr. President, sir, how do you maintain your tremendous cognitive incline, sir? I think they put nutrients in the Diet Coke. You know, they used to put cocaine in the Coca-Cola. I think now they put Ginkgo Balboa. You know, Rocky Balboa. Remember him? He was a great boxer. Ginkgo was his Italian cousin from the old country. So Ginkgo Balboa is it's like a memory drug. It makes your memory stronger. So I think they're putting into the Diet Coke. I think they put Ginkgo Balboa. Mr. President, is your UFC fighter going to win or lose tonight? He's going to win because if he wins, he wins. And if the other guy wins, I'll just say that was my guy. It's never let them catch you. Never let them think they caught you being wrong. Always strong and correct. Now, sir, I misworded my question, sir. Why do stupid people forget the surprised look, sir? Do you like to, sir, with love? That's a great movie because it's as if they're saying it to me when they say to sir. But I like the surprise look. Do you mean this look? Like when somebody says something stupid, I go, what is that? Oh, is that? What is that? I have the strongest surprise look, believe me. Are you sure BGMP, Big Gay Mike Pence, is going to be your VP still in November? He's going to be my VP. He is so loyal. You can't get rid of him. You can't. I'd like to, but I can't. He is too rock solid. I'm never going to find somebody, and rock hard, by the way, right now. He's watching Bohemian Rhapsody. You're never going to find somebody as committed to the cause as Mike Pence. So no, he's not going anywhere. I mean, he might go to some truck stops for some campaign stops, but that's about it. Have you ever had to do any type of work that made your hands dirty or get dirt under your fingernails? I didn't like that you asked that question without saying sir, but I will tell you this. On many occasions, I have had affairs with escorts, okay, beautiful women, as you can imagine, all tens. And sometimes they threaten to go to the press. They say, if you don't pay me this money, I'm going to go and tell the tabloids. Now, if they're very hot, I say, go tell the tabloids. I want people to know that I'm banging tens. But occasionally a 9 would say that. And I didn't want that to get out. So, when me and some of my friends, we'd dig strong prostitution graves and we'd have to put them in there. And occasionally you get a little dirt under your fingernails, but then you clean it right out and it's a beautiful thing. Do you make up everything as you go along? Once again, if you're a fan of Trump the Internet or my other channel or any of the other content that I put out, other than the stuff you see me do at comedy clubs, it's totally all made up. Just boom, boom, boom. I don't know these questions. It's called strong cognitive. It's called powerful, strong cognitive. So let's see. Well, that's a vulgar question. That's a vulgar comment about Jeff Epstein and Ivanka, and I'm not reading it. And it's also not true. That was me. How is my workout plan going? Well, do you see the thickness? Do you see? It's called power. Okay, and not that black show on Stars. It's called Trump Presidential Power. Everybody, when this live chat is over, should go check out the Trump workout and then do it. We're going to become more fit and stronger against the COVID if we all do the Trump workout, especially the Pence prayer squats. Have I had my MAGA shake today? Well, this is somebody who's watching. Of course I had my MAGA shake. Every day we have the MAGA shake. So thank you. These are some people who've read. When will you post your next strong Bible study? Well, we're looking for a new Bible. We sort of defeated the old Bible. We need sort of a better Bible now. So we'll see. When we get a better Bible, we'll do some more strong, powerful Bible study. Great questions. I've already answered questions about Mike Pence. Is Scott Baio still my favorite actor? He is not. He is in the top 5. Jon Voight is probably my favorite actor, not only because he has an Oscar, but he sort of talks about me like I'm a god, and I like that. So he's got an Oscar, and he talks about me like I'm sent from God. James Woods is one of our great actors and sort of the heir apparent to Jeff Epstein. Scott Baio is definitely in the top 5. Vince Vaughn, we love Vince Vaughn, probably the funniest guy out of the group. And Gary Sinise, okay? Remember Forrest Gump? He was our great Vietnam vet in Forrest Gump. So those are the top 5 Trump actors. How many abortions have you not paid for of all the women you've raw dogged? No, first of all, I'm very pro-life. Now, if I've had to send a $400 to $800 check to a young woman as sort of part of the Trump Foundation charitable work, I might have sent 14 or 18 of those types of checks to help out young people in need of charity. But no, very pro-life, no abortions that I can tell you about. Believe me. Am I going to watch NFL football tomorrow? No, I'm only going to watch like 4 or 5 hours, barely any, and then complain about it. Do I have a bigly selection of courses at Trump University? Of course, there's Trump Business, there's Trump Dating Tips. You can major in Trump Dating Tips. And you can, but business, we specialize, of course, in strong business. Trump Real Estate, okay? Trump Litigation, okay, where you learn how to make settlements with people who accuse you of racism and sexual assault. So you get a very well-rounded education at Trump University. Very strong. Why do you think the Germans chose Merkel as chancellor if they could get more beautiful women in position like Heidi Klum, etc.? It's a great question. I would love to deal with President Heidi Klum, even though she's only like a 9.5 now, which is sort of below my standard. But and by the way, she calls herself Angela. It's called Angela. Okay, forget Angela. Angela is such a little Humpty Dumpty type character. Okay, I would love to see them with sort of a, I've actually watched some German movies on an educational site called Pornhub, and it would be great if we could see some of those women. Some of the German, if you're familiar with German porn, if we could see some of those women in leadership positions, because they're tough. They're tough. They've taken it. They've done some things that even our soldiers, I don't think, would be willing to do. So you'd rather see somebody tough like that. So now we get to boxers or briefs. Depends. No, literally depends. I'm not saying depends on the answer. I wear Magnum Depends, okay, because of the girthiness of my strong presidential poop. You gotta have the Magnum Depends. What condom size do you use? I don't. Condoms are for weak losers. But believe me, it'd be the big ones. We'll see what happens. Mr. President, sir, who are your favorite people to golf with? Well, Tiger Woods would have to be number one. And by the way, I beat Tiger Woods. I beat Tiger Woods at golf. Not a lot of people know that, and I don't say it to a lot of people because I respect Tiger. I respect him. But I beat him like 50% of the time. But, he doesn't want that out. Nike would not be happy if they found that out. But it's true. So I like playing with him. It's a great boost. Do you always want to be named president in civilian life? No, I'd prefer that people call me Mr. President, sir, Mr. Trump. That's the full way people should address me. Tell us about herd mentality. Okay, well, that's fake news. What I said was whore immunity, which is why Ivanka doesn't get COVID. She's been around so many sleazy places her whole life that she can't get it. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for strong young women with, I'd say loose morals, and we're going to build up whore immunity. So no, not herd mentality. That was fake news. That was totally made up. Why do I hate Obama? Because he destroyed our country. And he's black. I don't know. I thought it was obvious. Do I party with Squee? No, I can't party with Raging Brett Kavanaugh. Raging Brett that guy still throws down. So I see him at a function once in a while. And other than that, I try to steer clear of that guy because that dude, he still lifts weights and drinks beer. And it's not a pretty sight. Do I get my Depends from the pillow guy? No. I get them from, the company. They send them me for free for strong endorsements. How much do you pay for Russian golden showers? They're free. They're called gratis, which means free, out of great respect. Putin gives me the free show, and then, we have a strong friendship. It's a beautiful thing. How do I feel about my Nobel Prize nomination? Well, the Nobel Prize it's noble. It's sort of a noble thing, and we like that. We respect it, and it's about time. I have done more for peace. Than anybody, including all of you. All of you combined have not done what I have done for peace. I love peace. I hate war. All the generals, all they want to do is go to war. I'm bringing strong peace, okay? Even if I have to, I'm so strong on peace that I will tear gas peaceful protesters to show them that I can be more peaceful and quietly hold a Bible, which is even more peaceful than peaceful protest. So I don't care how many people I have to gas to show how peaceful I am. I deserve at least 4 Nobel Peace Prizes, okay? 1 is the least they could do, okay? Believe me. How is Ivanka in the bedroom? Uh, I don't think she's the problem. When I listen at her door, it sounds more like Jared Kushner is the problem. He's not, I know he's kosher, he keeps kosher, but he is definitely not bringing home the bacon. No bacon, okay? So I think he's the problem. I think if Ivanka had a more strong and powerful presidential level lover, I think you'd see her potential. Uh, Good Lord, this is cringe. Okay, well, thank you. At least they're here. They're here joining the cringe. Mr. President, has the social unrest affected Vice President Mike Pence's late night activities in the public parks around the White House? No, he doesn't. You have bad information, by the way. Not public parks, truck stops. And no, he is campaigning so hard. He takes off on Sunday for church. 6 nights a week. He is at rest stops around the country campaigning so hard to get our great truckers for Trump to come back and vote for us again. Would I allow Tucker Carlson to date Ivanka? No, I like Tucker, but he's not. Look at if he's even weaker than Jared Kushner, and Jared Kushner is a total lightweight. Sir, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck? Well, if he's an African American rioter chucking things, he would chuck a lot of things through windows. So it depends on what race the woodchuck is. Your Excellency, sir, how do you feel about Lindsey Graham? Well, we'll see. He's been pretty loyal. He's a submissive. He's a strong submissive. So he wanted a daddy. He wanted a big daddy to tell him what to do. So he was very tough. Remember how nasty he was talking to me during the campaign? And then when I got the power, he was totally submissive. Okay. He might as well walk around the Senate with a ball gag. That's what I've done to him. So I respect him. I think it's a great thing. Would I rather be a Democrat or live in China? It's a good question. I would say for me, China, because I'm great friends with Xi, and he would probably have me as one of the leaders there. So my life would be strong in China. But if I was here, if I was a Democrat, it would mean I was a low IQ, miserable human being. Do the Native Americans like you? Why? They love me. Nobody's ever been more popular with the Native Americans than me because I totally destroyed Pocahontas. They didn't like her. They didn't like her one bit. And I destroyed her. So nasty, but so powerfully. So we did great things helping our Native Americans because I destroyed Pocahontas. Do I style my pubic hair? No. It's a nasty question. No. How do I like the title President for Life? Are my pubes yellow too? They're very powerfully yellow. Would I consider buying TikTok? No. TikTok has too many single moms, desperate single moms doing dances. I have no interest in TikTok. A wall between Canada and the US. Well, it depends. It depends if Justin Trudeau, who, by the way, is not so handsome, if he continues to be rude. And by the way, he wore brown face. He wore brown face. He's a total racist. They hide behind the nice thing in Canada. They hide oh, we're so nice. Speaking of nice, somebody asked about Jim Carrey. That guy's lost his mind. He's totally lost it. Okay, he was okay on In Living Color, and then he did Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber. By the way, he is Dumb and Dumber. And now he's like a crazy painter, and they've got him playing Sleepy Joe. I almost feel bad for Sleepy Joe because I think at least Sleepy Joe deserves somebody stronger than that, than crazy Jim Carrey. Get out of here. Do I ignore Tiffany because I'm more attracted to Ivanka? I ignore Tiffany because I don't know who Tiffany is. It has nothing to do with Ivanka. Do I deserve a lifetime term? I think you can answer that. I think I deserve double life term. Okay, they should sort of give me a life term, and then when I die, they should like prop me up and give me another term. I think if I was dead in the White House, I think I'd be doing a better job than Sleepy Joe. could ever do. Mr. President, sir, why help Puerto Rico now? Because I want their votes in Florida. So many questions. So many questions. So much love. By the way, Obama doesn't have these. Why did the Secret Service pay your beautiful golf club tens of thousands of dollars, even when it was closed for COVID, sir? Well, because they love their country. It's something you never saw before. By the way, nobody ever called the president sir until I got elected. And then everybody started saying sir. Everybody. The Secret Service, they didn't like guarding Obama, and they didn't even like guarding Bush or Clinton. But when I showed up, you should have seen how happy. They had tears in their eyes. They were so proud to finally be guarding a powerful president that loved their country. So when I closed the club, they said to me, sir, they said, sir, we want to pay the total money. Even if you're closed, we love you that much, sir, and we love what you're doing for the country, sir. So who am I to refuse? If they want to be great patriots and pay me, it's a great thing. It's called love of our country. What do I think of Pete Buttigieg? Buttigieg. That's how they say it. They say Buttigieg. I think he's sort of a smart, like kind of a nerd. I think he's going nowhere. He's too nerdy. But I think he's got some brains. Okay, he should be in sort of a room with charts, not out in public. He should be in a room with graphs and computers, not out in public. Is Barron Trump your child with Ivanka? No comment. Sir, besides Bill Cosby, who is your favorite comedian? I would say you got to like Jeff Foxworthy because he's very powerful with the Christians. You got to like Dennis Miller because he went nuts after 9/11. And you got to like Nick DiPaolo because he says he's white, but he says the N-word sometimes. Do I like wrestling since my wrestling debut, sir? It's not as strong as it used to be. I think it was at its best when I was part of it. I'm, by the way, a wrestling Hall of Famer. Okay. You're not. When have I slept with my wife in the last 4 years? Well, that's a very personal question, but I'll tell you. Every month through the prenup, she's obligated to have a night with me. But I put in the contract that she's allowed to sleep through it. So we sleep together once a month for it's called contractual obligation. Which brother died? Randy, Ralph, Ricardo, Ronald, Ray, Robert. It was none of the above. It was actually Rodrigo. Okay. When I whisper, do I also frantically move my hands? Let me tell you something. I don't move my hands at all. Now, sometimes it's called a nice inside voice. Okay. Sometimes nobody wants to. When I'm at a rally, I point and I yell, but sometimes you have to do this, but I don't move my hands when I do strong whispering. Okay. No, there's no hands. Total no hands. Have I ever slept with Betty White? No. Have you ever met that kid, Barron? Who? I don't know who that is. Somebody keeps asking about wrestling. They're a little obsessed. Okay, we're going to have Secret Service have to talk to them. And when am I going to have QAnon lock her up? Very soon and very strongly. I think we're going to have to get QAnon. We're actually thinking about maybe putting QAnon on the Supreme Court. I think the base would like that a lot. Justice QAnon. Comments on my great friend Jeffrey Epstein. Well, I don't like to get too sad. We're trying to have a happy, it's called a live stream. So I don't want to get too sad, too upset over it. But he was a great friend. He was a mentor. He mentored many young people. He was a man of great wealth and power. Okay. He used great persuasion. He took videotapes of powerful people and then convinced them to do things for him. So he's a great negotiator, one of the toughest negotiators. He had a great friend in Ghislaine Maxwell, and he is missed. He is missed, and he definitely took his own life, completely took his own life. Bill Barr definitely did not call the prison and make arrangements for him to get strangled in his prison cell. That's a totally made up story. Never happened. How do I feel about South Africa? Well, as Michael Cohen, the one thing he got right in his nasty book is that Mandalorian, Nelson Mandalorian, who they made a total terrible Disney series about. Nelson Mandalorian was a terrible leader for South Africa. Okay. I would have rather had Baby Yoda. Remember Baby Yoda? I would have rather had him running South Africa than Nelson Mandalorian. Total failure. Totally useless. Did my father ever say that he was proud of me? My father was always proud of me. In fact, ever since I turned 12, my own father called me sir. When I came down to breakfast, he said, "What do you want for breakfast, sir?" That's how much respect the great Fred Trump had for me. Sir, who do you love more, Kim, Putin, or yourself? That's a good question. I like that question. We all have our strengths, okay? It's obviously me first, but I have to say, I have great respect for Putin, great, strong respect for Vlad. But Kim is so young and so vicious and so powerful at such a young age that I wish Don Jr. could be more like Kim, okay? I just wish that's what I feel. When I look at Kim, I sort of see like he's like my fat, chubby Asian son that I never had. And I look at him and he's so talented, so nasty, so tough. I feel a special connection with Kim that I don't feel with Putin, though I have great respect for Putin, strong respect, but there's just an extra beautiful connection with, little Kim. We call him Little Kim. Did I check the bunker lately? No, the bunker is very strong. It's sort of more of a man cave. It's not a bunker. They call it a bunker because the fake news wanted to make me sound like I was hiding. But in fact, it's a very strong man cave. Okay, powerful man cave. Do I think Einstein was as intelligent as me, or was he overrated? No, I think Einstein was properly rated. I don't think he was as intelligent as me, but I think he was a genius. Okay, he was he did a lot of things. Okay, he did a lot of things, very intellect things. He had strong brain ideas. He had great sort of thoughts. But he was no Trump. He wasn't me. He was, and I think if you ask him today, he'd probably agree with me. He'd probably say, no, Trump is, we should ask him. And I think you'd find that he'd be very impressed with me. What do I think of Kanye running? I think Kanye needs to run because married life has made him very chubby. He's not quite as cool as he used to be. And he's very into church. He's become very chubby. We call him Chubby Church West. How much will Greenland cost? Well, not a lot. We're going to buy it for very cheap. We're going to make a great deal. Would I consider this is okay? Well, I just found a great idea. I got to find this question. Would I consider selling presidential pardons in the Great Trump online store? In fact, we are selling Trump pardons. Okay. They are $2,500 a piece, but you have to buy a package of 10. Okay. So they have to be bought in like a pack of 10. So it's $25,000, but then you get 10 pardons and you can give them to family. So African Americans not included, but you can get strong pardons. Okay. 10 for $25,000. I don't think you're going to get a better deal than that. I think that's pretty powerful. Which of my children do I hate the most? Probably Tiffany. Okay. Because whenever she shows up, I see that her and Ivanka use the same perfume. And when I see the blonde hair and I go, Oh, daughter. And then she turns around and it's so cruel. She should have to wear a sign on her back that says, not the hot Trump daughter, just so I'm not disappointed. And she never does it. So she's very, it's sort of a disgrace that she doesn't do that. And I don't like that. Would I offer mesothelioma to Kim for world peace? No, I would. I mean, we already talked about that. My wife, mesothelioma, is very experienced with sort of businessmen and world leaders in her early career. She was a very powerful date. We can call it a date. And we've already negotiated that. So the next time I see Kim, when the COVID's over, we've already signed the deal. It's 2 nights. It's like Indecent. Remember Indecent Proposal, the movie with Demi Moore? We've already signed it. 2 days, 2 nights with melatonin, and we'll have great world peace. It's 1 sex act per nuclear weapon that he gets rid of. So he's got like 10 nukes. So I told Mylanta, my wife, if you've got it in you, 10 trips with Kim equals no nukes in North Korea. So we'll see if she does it. We'll see if she does it. Who has bigger hands, me or Abe Lincoln? Well, it's totally me. I have bigger hands than the Lincoln Memorial Lincoln, which not a lot of people know this, but that's not how big Lincoln was. He was actually much smaller than the Lincoln Memorial, and my hands are bigger than the Lincoln Memorial. So, they would have been so much bigger than the real Lincoln, even with his tall hat, stupid hat. What is my IQ? That's a good question. They don't even have numbers high enough to count it. That's how high it is. Does Area 51 have aliens, sir? No comment. Do I think veterans are suckers and losers? No, I think veterinarians are suckers and losers because they deal with dogs and cats, and I hate pets. But our vets, nobody's done more for our vets. Nobody's done more for our vets. I call them sir, and I give them money, and I put flags behind me when I give speeches. That's all the vets need, and I do it better than anybody. Where was my hat made? It was made in a place called China, Texas. Who do I hate more, blacks or Mexicans? I don't hate anybody. I love all of our people, blacks. Do I believe in reincarnation? Isn't that the stuff? Wasn't that like the stuff they put in coffee? Incarnation instant breakfast. Do you remember this from the 80s? You're going to love it in an instant. I don't believe in that. I don't drink coffee. How was your time at Fordham University? No, I went to Penn. Never went to Fordham. Totally fake news. I'm a total Penn quacker. They're quackers. The crackers. The Penn Crackers. That's their mascot. We love them. I thought Kim wanted Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Well, Kim is a man of great passion. He only wanted Sarah Huckabee Sanders because that's who was there, But he didn't even realize melatonin was sort of on the table for a bargain. So when I told him melatonin, he could have melatonin. Let's just say he sort of there was an explosion, but not a nuclear weapon. It might have been in his pants. It's called premature Kim Jong-un ejaculation. That's what we call it. We're going to do this, by the way, for 10 more minutes, 10 strong minutes. Who's hotter, Ann Coulter or Kellyanne Conway? Well, it's Kellyanne Conway, even though they both look like Skeletor. She's got sort of a deceptively good body, and I told her that every day. It's not harassment if you're the president. It's not harassment. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's passing. How did I celebrate? I didn't celebrate at all. This was a woman of great talent, a great life. Okay, even though we didn't agree politically, this was a great woman, and it's a great American life. So no, there was no celebration. Although by coincidence, 6 Russian hookers with champagne showed up at my room late last night. But that was a total coincidence, nothing to do with the great late justice. Am I demanding TikTok be banned because the teens outsmarted you? No, they didn't outsmart me. I outsmarted them. Because now all their single moms will be upset that they don't have TikTok to dance around with their big single mom boobs, SMBs, we call them. Oh, big Huck. Somebody suggested Sarah Huckabee Sanders for Supreme Court Justice. I think that could work. I think that could work. Can I make a Trump TikTok? I think that would be good. What do you think? Should we make a Trump TikTok? I am on TikTok. There's a Trump account on TikTok under some failed comedian's name, but it's a good thing. How much do I pay Kaylee Maganani? I pay her in drink tickets. Okay, that's all we do. She loves her country so much she volunteers. How do I feel about Rachel Maddow? I think Rachel Maddow is a disgrace. She's bad for the country. I think we're probably in a second term going to make MSNBC illegal. We're looking into that. We're going to revoke all of their charters and things. Who else? Everybody's pumping up the questions. We're going to take three more questions. What is Covfefe? It's a great question. Covfefe, because I can see into the future, is the cure for COVID. It starts with COV, okay, Cove. And the Fefe is the cure, the Covfefe. So we're going to cure. That's what it's going to be called. Everybody's going to see what a genius I am. I've already told the pharmacies that they have to name the strong vaccine, which is coming out on November 2nd, right before Election Day. They have to name it Covfefe. So that's what it is. And the Australian Prime Minister, is he my friend? He's a powerful friend. He's a powerful friend because I love anybody whose country is on fire and is still insisting on burning beautiful, clean coal. That is so Trumpy. We call him Australian Trump. See, the brand is very strong. And I think we can do another question. Everybody keeps writing their own questions 500 times. Not going to happen. Not going to happen here. Thoughts on, nope, don't like that one. Okay. We've got one. Stop writing questions. Would you stop? Everybody, no more questions. Excuse me, I'm going to walk away like it's a press conference if you keep asking questions. I can't keep up with the questions. I'm too popular, but I'm telling you not to be so loving, Final question. 2 questions. I'm going to do 2 questions because I like these 2. How will I punish Alec Baldwin? Here's the thing about Alec Baldwin. I don't need to punish him. He failed. He was this handsome guy with Kim Basinger, and now he's a fat, angry guy with a yoga instructor second wife. He's a total disgrace. His impression is not so good. And that's where he's gone from. He used to be a leading man, and now he does SNL cameos. Whereas I was a powerful leading man in the 80s and 90s, and now I'm even more powerful. So I don't think I need to punish Alec Baldwin at all. He's doing the punishment is already happening for him. And then you got to like the backwards sign, by the way. It's a beautiful thing. And then where's the last question? Thank you, everybody, for joining this. Your final question. What is my net worth? I don't believe that a man's worth can be summed up by a dollar amount. Okay, this is like my Jerry Springer's final thought. I think a man's worth is not just money, and I'm worth $450 billion. Begin with a Y. I'm more than that. It can be summed up by how many lawsuits you get away with, how many women accuse you of crimes that you get away with, how many beautiful models you have sex with, how much your kids want you to be in their life and respect you even though you hate their guts, how often you get away with telling your daughter that you want to have sex with her and nothing happens to you. That is the worth of a man. And I feel I'm getting a little emotional. I feel sort of like, remember It's a Wonderful Life when he realizes, the important lessons of life. For me, my worth is more than just my $870 billion. It's also all the models I've had sex with and all my fancy apartments and the fact that my father called me sir and the military calls me sir, and that I've gotten away with so many strong crimes. So I think my worth is priceless. I think it's priceless. Or somebody might even say, what's my worth? I would say, even better than priceless, I'm worthless. I am worthless. You can't put a worth on me. So I am totally and unbelievably and powerfully and tremendously worthless. And I want you to take that lesson away. So thank you for joining this powerful live stream. Thank you, everybody, for your questions. Subscribe to the channel. Shit, we're going to upload this video. Feel free to share it. I think it was a beautiful, strong, powerful live stream. Check out Making Podcasts Great Again. It's the greatest and only Trump podcast every week. And check out Fireside Craps the Deuce for the greatest Trump album ever made. Okay. Obama doesn't have any comedy albums. Okay. Because he's not funny. So thank you. And we'll see what happens.